you scored almost 750 points. No, you scored more than 750 points between sophomore and junior year.
Yeah.
I didn't. I spoke on this before when I said I didn't know certain things about you because I mean at the time I knew who you were just for being a kid, just because you were one of my brother's friends. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know you was getting buckets like that, Will. Well, you was getting buckets.
I had good teammates too. Set a lot of screens.
Nah, see, I told you about that. I told you. I told you. On Gift is Free, we don't let you be humble. We got to give you your praise and got to give you your flowers and got to let you know what you was doing out there. As a junior, you had Thomas Hawkins. He was down in Annapolis and he won Player of the Year. All these other guys, they doing what they doing. But tell me who led the county in scoring that year, Will. Tell me who led the county in scoring.
Oh, me.
No, that was you, wasn't it? That was you, wasn't it?
Now I tell you what, I always talk trash to them boys because I tell them, I said, y'all got to realize my last 2 years I never played with another all county kid.
Facts.
So if you give me my senior year, out of 24 games, I played against like 20 boxing ones or junk defenses.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We play. I mean, North County double teamed me every time I touched the ball. And I still had almost 40. So like if I had like another dog on my team, it would have been even worse because then you wouldn't have been able to just key on me. Because like my teammates were good. You know what I'm saying? Like my teammates were good, but like they were like good at certain things. Like the one guard that I played with, like he was a great defender, could shoot the ball. The other dude was like great defenders. So they really wasn't getting their own shots. You know what I mean? Like if I had another person like that, it'd have been over. That's all I need. All I needed just one more dog.
You got to get your credit for that. All these guys played too. They was playing when you was playing.
Yeah,
that get a lot of mystique and stuff, but you was out there to go out there and lead the county in scoring as a junior. And I have to ask you, man, did you feel like you were the best in the county in your junior year? Or who did you feel was the best in the county in your junior year? Was it somebody that you were still trying to get after, or did you think that you would have won?
It was probably between me and Thomas for real. Thomas is really good. I'm telling I always tell people the best dude that I played, the most talented player I played against in high school in our county was Maurice. I think he was the most talented. Just because he was just so strong and could handle the ball so well. I mean, Maurice was pretty freaking good. You know what I mean? And like I said, I tell people all that. They ask me who the best player I played against in high school is them. Thomas was ridiculous. It was ridiculous how good he was because he was a matchup nightmare because Thomas played like the 4, but he handled the ball as good as anybody in the county. So if you put somebody small on him, he had great footwork, so he posts you up. And then if you put somebody tall on him, he was going to get you to the top of the key, hit you with that left to right crossover with the pull-up. That stuff that he was doing a while. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he was. And the thing that made Thomas so good was that his basketball IQ was so high.
He played like an old man.
Yeah, he played like an old man. And that's because he played with older guys, you know? Yeah. So he played like it. And like Marcus, both of the Marcuses were good, but like his sophomore year, like Thomas was on a whole nother level. Like he was on a whole nother level. Like Thomas was probably, you know what, I ain't gonna lie, Thomas was the best player in the county. He was. For a sophomore to do what he was doing.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, I mean,
I always say that. I mean, in y'all, especially in y'all era, it was a lot of heat going around. There was a lot of players in the county that made noise in your era. I'm talking about from 96 to about 2000. That range of time. There was a lot of guys in the county that was making a lot of noise. So for him to be a sophomore and slide into that position to being one of the best players and then win Player of the Year in his sophomore year, your junior year, it was actually remarkable, man. It was truly remarkable to see.
And even though Thomas didn't win Player of the Year junior and senior year, he didn't get worse. It was just like Neal and Johnson started coming into their own a little bit more. So now you really didn't need Thomas 20, even though all of them was getting buckets. He didn't really need that, and, and the thing you got to give them props was they played well. They played very well together. They played very well together.
You think that's one of the best teams in this county's history?
That's probably the best. I would say that's probably the best team I played against on paper. If now 1B would probably be 97. Arundel had a good team.
97 Arundel.
96, 97 Arundel had a really good team.
Who was on that team?
They had RJ. They had Tony Ross was on that team.
Tony Ross, my man.
They had Joe Parker. Okay. Joe Parker was on that team who played Division I and 2 sports. He played Division I football and lacrosse. Yeah, so and he was a good basketball player too. They had LeVar Robinson, who was good. He transferred over from me. He was good. Dude Jamel, he was good. They were loaded. They were loaded. Those are probably the best. Those are probably the 2 best teams. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to see them 2 teams play, to be honest. It would have been a good matchup because Annapolis ran you out the gym, but like that Arundel team was so physical. And that could have been an issue. But those 2 teams are probably the best 2 teams that I played against in high school. I mean, but that Annapolis team was special, man. And it always had that team was always give that team respect because I knew those guys, and you know what I mean. And they played, like I said, they played very well together. And then while I was coaching, definitely the best team I saw was my first year, Old Mill. That team with Travis and Rodney and Drew and all them dudes.
05?
The 04, 05 team.
05, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, my first year coach, I know I jumped ahead. My first year coaching, and I'm like, and I really wasn't following basketball like that in the county, just certain people that I knew or watching Southern. And then all of a sudden I was like, we play Old Mill, and I'm like, this ain't the Old Mill from when I was in school. Old Mill when I was in school, that wasn't that. You know what I mean?
They charged up. They was charged up around that time.
Those were probably the 3 best teams. That Old Mill team probably the best team is probably the best team I've ever coached against. And that Arundel and Annapolis teams, both of them, probably that Annapolis 99 team. Because the team when Thomas was a sophomore, again, Neil and Marcus was kind of young. Even though, like I said, still good, but they wasn't what they were that following year when all 3 of them was dogs. They were dogs. They were dogs, but they was on it. They were dogs, all through high school, but they was on a different type of dog. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what? I gotta go back. That Meade team was good too. That Meade team.
Yeah. Your junior year?
Hell yeah. That Meade team had Maurice, who was unguardable. You had point guard, other dude was okay. They had David Stangy, who was good. Mm-hmm. They worked the table.
Yes.
The television.
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh my goodness, he was on that squad.
yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
Terrell Ross was on that team. Terrell went to Texas.
Yeah. Oh, yo, that's funny. Yo, yeah.
Yeah, Terrell was on that team. And Jeff Charles on that team. Jeff Charles went to Naval Academy.
Yo, that's wild.
You think about it. They had 2 D1 kids on the team, and the D1 kids wasn't even the best person. Because Maurice was the best.
Because Mo was the best.
Yeah.
Mo made all county with you.
Yeah. They had 2 D1 kids. And freaking, they weren't the best player. They was good too. That team, I would have loved to see that team play Annapolis team of 99. Because I always say the biggest thing was that I think they went to states the wrong year. Annapolis beat Meade, Thomas and them sophomore year. They were kind of young. You know what I mean? But Meade was old because they had recent on them with seniors. I think they would have beat Gaithersburg. And I think that if Thomas and them had went their junior year, I think they could have got. It would have been tough. Oxon Hill was good because they had Mike Sweetney, who went to Georgetown, played with the Knicks. Lake Clifton was good, but I mean they was pretty good too. I'm definitely not thinking they're not going to get blown out. I know that.